Hi folks, yeah, welcome to part 5 now of the dumpster dive base build. Yes indeed, where I collect all manner of garbage and make a base out of it. Yeah, in this episode we're going to start getting the neck prepared for finishing, and hopefully we'll get up to a point at the end of this episode where the neck's almost done. Sorry. Yeah, I don't do outtakes, by the way. I just stick everything in the video. Yeah, so let's get on with that. Let's get the neck prepared, and hopefully we'll have a finished neck by the end of the episode. Okay? Let's go! Okay folks, back to the neck. Now with the neck here, as I stated a couple of episodes ago, the heel of the neck is 2.55 inches wide, and the neck pocket on the body is 2.5 inches wide. So something's got to give, and I'll probably reshape the ends of the neck here. It's 5/100ths of an inch. Doesn't seem like much, but it's quite a little bit. I remeasured the neck pocket again after finishing, and it's pretty much the same as it was before I did the finish, so hardly any finish in the neck pocket, so that was really good. Happy with that. But you see here, the neck pocket on the body is flat. Okay, so I'm going to flatten this out, and then I'm going to take some off the side here, just using a sander basically, because it's not much. It'll take a while, but it won't be too bad. So that will be tapered in, and this will be flattened out. Now there is overhang on this fingerboard, and I'm going to take that overhang down quite a bit, because by flattening this out it's going to interfere with the neck pickup cavity probably. So I'm going to take that down to maybe just, I don't know, a 1/16 of an inch away from the heel of the neck. Okay, so let's go and get on with that and get that done. Right, so we have the neck in the vise right now. I took the width of the heel of the neck down to 2.51 inches. The neck pocket being 2.5 inches. I didn't want to take any more off until the body dries and I can get and get a good measurement, just a quick, look-see at the fit. So I'm going to leave that as is now. I flattened out the edge as well. I haven't taken the excuse me, I haven't taken the piece off the fingerboard, the overhang on the fingerboard yet. Again, I'm going to wait for that. But while I am waiting for the body to cure, I'm going to take off the hard edges on the headstock and smooth the headstock out, because it's still a little wriggly and a bit rough. So I've got some 220 to start with, and just by hand, just it'll move in the vise. I don't want to be very tight in the vise, because I don't want to screw up the frets on it. But just the same thing, you're just going to go over this 220. And I'm starting to think now about the finish I'm going to put on the neck. Now, have a little think about that. And of course here you've got hard edges, so what I'm going to do is just do that very gently, and you'll get really beautifully rounded edges just by doing that. Very smooth to the touch, and just go around. Okay, I like doing this. I really like this part, because it's very peaceful, and it's getting that exact shape that you want. Just this gentle sanding motion to get the exact shape that you want. Superb. around here. Make sure that's nice and smooth. See now all the dimples and wrinkles are starting to go away now, and that's cool. So with this neck, I mean, it's just raw maple. You can still feel a little grain in it. It will get sanded down to like 320 before I decide on a finish, but I'm thinking of filling it. It is maple, it doesn't really need filled, but I like to coat the neck with maybe 1 or 2 coats of shellac, and shellac's an awesome awesome thing. Here we go. That's the stuff there, and I use that to spray over the neck and the back. I'll mask off the fingerboard and stuff so nothing gets onto the fingerboard there, which actually needs a lot of cleaning up, it being a kind of a dumpster dive neck. And yeah, we'll go from there, and then I'll decide after I sand all the sealer back, I'll decide, and we don't need to grain fill maple, by the way, very tight grain, so I don't need to do that. Then we'll decide what finish to put on it. As you might know, I'm kind of adverse to doing a poly finish on necks, because it's, if you're playing a lot, your hand kind of sticks if you get a little sweaty. So it's probably going to be an oil finish, maybe an Odie's oil finish, or perhaps a hard wax finish, or even, you know, a tongue oil finish or a Danish oil finish. These are all great options for necks. It ensures the neck is always playable, and you know, if it wears slightly, depending on the oil I use, it's pretty cheap stuff. You can go and re-oil the neck yourself, you know, as long as you know the procedure. And yeah, and I'll probably show you the procedure anyway, because I'm kind of leaning to going towards an oil finish on the neck. So anyway, I'll get on with this and catch you in a bit. Okay, hello. Yes, the clear coat, the 2K catalyzed polyurethane, has had 48 hours to dry. At that time, it's you can handle it. It's no problem. Just take care. Like I said before, I usually like to wait a week before starting to flat sand, buff and polish it. But as you can see, I've taken a piece, the overhanging fingerboard, I've taken almost all away from here, so that there's a little bit of relief from the pickup, and I've flattened this out considerably here, and I've taken 0.025 of an inch sanding off of each side of the neck, and let's see if it fits. Oh yeah, yeah, it fits very well. That's still not bottoming out though, but that's a very tight fit, as you can see, pretty tight, and that's what we're looking for. I might get away with very slightly taking more off. I don't want to take more off, more than necessary. It's extremely tight right now. I can, as you can see, I can pick the base up. It's still sitting high slightly, but that's okay. That can be adjusted. So there you go. And you see where the orange peel has kind of formed on the 2K. That's normal. You just need to buff and polish it. It's already pretty shiny, but there's that orange peel in there, and you can sort of see the pearlescence of the pink there, pink pearl sort of colour. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it so far. Things are shaping up okay. That's enough relief in there for that, and yeah, it's really just a case of, now that we have the neck near size, I'm going to take a little more off, and then I'm going to sand it to 320 grit, the back, the maple, and then after that I will tape all the fingerboard off and I will seal it with shellac, and then I'll buff that back, and then it will take probably an oil finish. I'm thinking. I think you can put an oil finish on top of this. Actually, yeah. So, let's go. Headstock. Anyway, no. Right. Now we're going to get this neck down to 320. I've started already. And I wanted to find out if there was any actual sealer and stuff in this, and it looks like there had been a little bit, but we're going to get all smoothed out and nice to 320 grit. Then of course shellac it, sand it back again so it's ultra smooth, and then it's either going to be tung oil or boiled linseed oil. I think it's probably going to be boiled linseed oil because I don't want the colour of the maple to go a more tanny sort of browny colour. I'll use the boiled linseed oil and I'll get the natural beauty of the maple, and yeah, we'll go from there. I actually considered painting it pink like the body, but nah, didn't do that. So piece of P320 grit paper, and usually I keep it kind of slack in the vise here, and I usually lean the headstock against my chest and just curve it, and real easy, just go down it, get it into shape. Then when it comes to the bottom here, I'll just take it out of the vise and do that by hand, but to do the neck it's good to have it in the vise, and just nice and gently follow the contour of the neck. I really like the contour of this neck actually. That, just go for a little bit, nice long strokes. You don't want to do this, don't do that on the neck. Make sure you're getting right down to the heel there. Following the contour of the neck all the way, And take a cloth, wipe away, and just use your hands to feel that, and then that's about there. That's almost there. I've got a bit there to do. Smaller piece of 320. And I can do that short strokes up there, just to get that finished off. Nice, good fun. Okay. If you have to go over a lot, you know, doing this a lot up and down, then your sandpaper might pill up slightly, but it's maple. If it's good sandpaper, you can just get a cloth and wipe it clean, you know, and it'll still have its abrasiveness for you to just continue to smooth that out. Okay, that's the back of the neck ready for sealing, which will be a shellac, and I'll pop this out of the vise and do the heel. Cool. Right, a quick dousing of shellac for the neck here. Really that's all it is. I might do 2 coats. We'll see how the first one turns up. Takes about an hour to dry into the wood, but it really does seal maple very well. So here we go. Okay. And I'll turn this around. We have tape on it on one side, so it's fine. That's all it really needs for a first coat. Turn it round again, make sure I've got everywhere on the front. I'll do the front of the headstock later. And that's it. That's all I really need to seal this. And then, you know, when it dries, I'll sand it back a bit and then maybe give it a second coat. Okay, that's it. Clean the nozzle. You're ready for the next coat. Cool. Okay, so it might not look like it, but there are two very thin coats of shellac being applied to the neck, and it has been sanded back again to 300 grit. I detect a little dust mite here, so what I've been doing is just pardon the expression, feeling the neck up so that I know that it's absolutely smooth before I apply the boiled linseed oil that I've chosen to do this. I might have went with tung oil, but I didn't want to darken the maple as much, as tung oil really kind of darkens the maple. Now, I like to use boiled linseed oil because it's on the point of polymerization. If you use regular linseed oil, it'll never ever dry. Okay, boiled linseed oil. And I like to, some people don't like doing this and actually advise against it, but I've got really good results with doing roughly 2 parts boiled linseed with some odorless mineral spirits. 2 parts to 1 part. So let me get my popsicle stick. Let's open this up. Get a little cuppy here, and we'll put in some boiled linseed oil in there. See there? And we'll pour in some mineral spirits. I'm not terribly accurate with this. That's about it there. That's the mixture I like to do. We'll take the cup, the popsicle stick, and we'll mix this up. Now, you can apply this with a lint-free cotton rag or even a shop towel, and I'm going to show you applying this with a shop towel. So let me get rid of that. Okay, shop towel, boiled linseed oil, dippy dippy dippy, deeply dippy. Kudos to people who remember that. And just going to rub it in. Just rub it in around the edges there. Hold here. Do the heel first. I usually do the heel first, and then keep going. You see it's starting to dry up a little bit. Dab a little bit more on there. Here we go. A little bit more, not too much, and you might be able to see a sheen happen here. Yeah, you can. You can see a sheen, but you'll get an extremely smooth finish with it. Rub it in medium pressure, not too hard. Just medium pressure there. Get round into the nooks and crannies. Around the headstock here, and usually just put my finger through one of the tuning holes to steady the headstock when I'm doing the edges of it. And I think a tiny bit more on the shop towel there, and rub that in to the headstock. Okay, what you'll do now is you'll let that dry for like maybe 10 minutes, and then you'll pick up a clean shop towel and you will wipe off the excess, and then you let that dry for maybe an hour, and then apply a second coat. And depending on how much of a finish you want to it, you can repeat that process, well, indefinitely, but you know, until you get your desired effect. The more oil it goes on, the glossier it gets. So I wouldn't recommend putting on a crap ton of coats. But yeah, I'm going to leave that 10 minutes, come back with a new shop towel and just wipe off the excess, give it another coat, and we'll see what it looks like after that. Okay. That's all we got time for in part 5. I wonder what's coming up in part 6. I do have it scripted. Hold on. Oh yeah, we're gonna we'll get the neck finished in the next part, and we'll start the flat sanding and polishing process on the body. Get it all nice and shiny and somewhat sparkly, somewhat. If you're enjoying the series so far and haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button. It's free after all. Helps me out a lot. Give me a thumbs up, and also ring that notification bell for any future uploads that I'll be doing. Until the next time, stay safe, be good. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers folks, bye bye.